sumugot, the bump and the finish. Jumper is good. Lamar, basket and one. Has 6 points back. Lahat knocks down the 3. Steal, Yam Bing, look out. William Bing throws it down. Manny sees a gap and throws it down. Early down. Mike Bennett with the hammer. Fidel for 3.
Seasoned coaches and 1 goal, the national championship in the MPBL. Coach Alex Angeles stands on familiar territory as he tries to take San Juan to the top. On the other hand, there's Coach Elvis Tolentino, who stands tall and puts Gensan at the top of the South Division for the first time in MPBL history. Ang tanong, can Orlan Omar Jr. and the rest of his UP backcourt platoon get the win? Or will the Warriors game be led by a guy they call HG? Buckle up, folks. This is Gensan versus San Juan. Dito lang sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
The path to supremacy is filled with measuring stick games, and this matchup presents that opportunity. The Gensan Warriors have been a revelation this season, rising to the top of the South Division, but they'll be tested tonight by a franchise that knows what it takes to reach the summit. The Season 2 champions, the San Juan Knights. Will the Warriors continue their rise and earn a statement victory against one of the league's established powers? Or will San Juan lean on their championship DNA to come away with a win? We are live at the marching band capital of the Philippines at the Strike Gymnasium in Bacoor, Cavite, as we have this explosive showdown between these two teams led by their floor generals. Hesed Gabo has been a tremendous spark for Gensan as they have claimed the top spot in the South Division, going up against Orlan Omar, also a former champion. He has been a catalyst off the bench para San Juan. This is the matchup that we have been waiting for. The Gensan Warriors take on San Juan in the 8th season of the MPBL. Magandang gabi mga kaliga, Ken Pangilinan kasama si Coach Christian Luanzon. You heard that wonderful intro by Miss Mika Bisamis. Coach Chris, this matchup promises to be a good one. How do you see this matchup playing out?
Well, I can see it, both teams really imposing their will, their styles of play, because there's not so much difference. You talk about the two teams love to score, love to defend, love to be physical, love to attack the glass. And by the looks of the faces during the warm-ups, I think the only differentiator, especially if Gensan pulls this one out against San Juan, is Mike Phillips, because that's the face I don't see on the floor on the part of San Juan.
Patiin natin yung mga nanonood sa atin live on our official MPBL YouTube channel, also on Tap Sports and Solar Sports. You touch on it, how these two teams are stacking up against each other, medyo similar in terms of numbers. And when you look at that across the board, Gensan and San Juan, they are the top 2 3-point shooting teams in the league. But also, what do you make of this matchup between these two squads?
Again, not so much differences. Even the points in the paint, you would think that there's a big disparity from 8th itong San Juan at 40.4 and then 16th in Gensan at 36.4. But really, that's just a 4-point difference you're talking about. But the rest is pretty much similar. Scoring, second and third, 95.9, 95.8. That's a shade over itong San Juan. Points allowed 6 compared to 10 3-pointers made. You mentioned that already. To me, aside from, the big piece in Mike Phillips. It's just a matter of make or miss, as we say sometimes in the league. I think it's going to boil down to that, especially in the fourth quarter. The team who makes more shots, gets quality looks and makes more shots, executes in the half court. Pagdikdikan na, para sa akin, yun ang mananaig at mananalo.
At pareho ko po na nagpalakas during the off-season, during the free agency and trade window. But when it all comes down to it, it could boil down to these two floor generals that are in our player matchup. Parehong experience, parehong former champions. Hesed Gabo, he has really took this one in stride but Orlan Wamar for San Juan, even though in limited minutes, very effective for San Juan.
You talk about two players who have really blossomed into the type of player they are today. Had to really climb the ladder, so to speak. Two players starting from season 2, Hesed Gabo from Quezon City, Orlan Wamar still with the same team, had to climb his way up to being quote-unquote the face of the franchise. He's going to be faced with a real challenge in Hesed Gabo. Even though he's a vet, he's the face of Gensan now. You look at the numbers, big disparity scoring-wise, field goal shooting, similar rebounds, lamang si Gabo. The assists, similar. The steals, similar. I think Orlan Wamar, with his experience, especially in clutch moments of hitting shots, I think it's going to boil down to that, especially with the absence of Mike Phillips.
And those two guys are with Miss Mika Bisamis.
Maraming salamat, top point guards of the league who practically grew up together here, both champions, Hesed Gabo and Orlan Wamar Jr. Magandang gabi, mga Ginoo. Hesed, this is gonna be the strongest backcourt that you guys will face. Ano na pag-usapan nyo nila Mark, nila Josh, nila Johnny?
Napag-usapan lang namin na we just gotta prepare ourselves, not only physically but also mentally and emotionally. And yeah, we tried to get ready for them.
Maraming salamat. Anong gusto mo sabihin sa fans ng Gensan?
Una, siyempre, nagpapasalamat kami sa lahat ng mga Gensan supporters na patuloy na nanonood at sumusuporta sa amin. At siyempre sa mga boss namin, kila Boss Merman, kila Boss Manny, and maraming salamat po.
Alright, maraming salamat, Hesed Gabo. Orlan, nakita naman natin kung ano ang nadala ni Hesed dito sa season na to. Anong pinag-usapan nyo nila Harold?
Ready lang kami. So, physicality, physical, mentally and spiritually. Niready kami nila coach for 3 days. So, yun, mag-boil down na lang sa executions.
Maraming salamat. Anong gusto mo sabihin sa fans ng San Juan?
Para sa inyo yung laban na to.
Right, maraming salamat, Orlan Wamar Jr. Now it's gonna be Gensan versus San Juan. Miguel Pere, take it away.
And here we go, mga kaliga, with our main game here inside the Bacoor City Strike Gymnasium. It's the Gensan Warriors up against the San Juan Knights. Live on Solar Sports, Tap Sports, and on YouTube channel. This is the 2026 Manny PACQUIAO'S MPBL Season 8. Let us now meet the starters, beginning with Gensan Warriors. Starting at center, number 14, Chris Porter. Forward number 12, Marvin Janicio. Also at forward number 10, RJ Minerva. At guard number 22, Anton Eusebio. And at one guard number 35, Hesed Gabo. The head coach for Gensan is Consi coach Elvis Tolentino. Assistant coaches, Boyeng Diloy Delphin Dagutan, Rizal Castro, Don Tolentino, Apple Coronado, and Peter Deligero. Team consultant Noy Pido, team manager Merman Flores. The team owner is Councilor Michael Pacquiao. Here comes the starting five for the MPBL Season 2 champions, San Juan Knights. Starting at guard, number 19, Jerry Abadjano. Also at guard, number 18, Nico Panganiban. At center, number 17, Aldrich Ramos. Power forward, number 2, Mike Calisaan. Also at forward, number 81, Harold Alarcon. The head coach for the San Juan Knights is Alex Angeles. Assistant coaches RB Mangajas, Jigs Guadamor, James Ongpin, Paulo Gorospe, Jeff Taonera, Dino Enrile,
PJ Maningan and Crisel Padua. Team consultant is Philip Cesar. Team manager Jun Usman. The team owner is Honorable Senator Jinggoy Estrada.
Starting 5 brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. Gensan Warriors have the backcourt of Hesed Gabo and Antonio Sebio. Up front, Chris Porter, Marwin Junicio, and RJ Minerva. Para naman sa San Juan, Jerry Abadiano, Nico Panganiban, Aldrich Ramos, Mike Kalisaan, and Harold Alarcon. Our game officials, Haleric Damicog, Brian Ramirez, Grace Vicente. Fourth referee is Rodel Brilla. San Juan in their dark green threads, while Gensan in white. And again, noticeably absent para sa San Juan is Mike Phillips. Still recovering from his stint with Gilas Pilipinas. And Gensan winning the tip.
Matching up with Hesed Gabo to start the game is Jerry Abadjano. He usually starts off as the 2 guard, and Wamar would be the one to get the starting nod, but Jerry Abadjano opens up the game with a nice anticipation for the steal and a layup. It's either Wamar or Terence Fortea at the point. Not the case tonight. They go with Jerry Abadjano at the point.
Chris Porter against Aldrich Ramos. Jonicio lets it fly, no good. Rebound, Nico Panganiban.
Probably a shot you could live with if you're San Juan. Make no mistake though, Jonicio capable at times of hitting that shot. Traveling ang tinawag.
I thought one referee was about to call a foul, but was overruled by the other one. Gensan won their first 10 games. Si Coach Alex Angeles, Coach RB Bangahas. Then lost to Abra. Then had that surprising loss against Basilan. But still at the top of the South with a 14-2 record. The offensive foul na tinawag laban kay Chris Porter.
Extended the hip a little bit of that get action. Trying to relieve pressure of the denial by Jerry Abadjano on Gabo.
Aldrich Ramos, pasa kay Harold Alarcon, binabantayan ni Jonicio. Bumagsak si RJ Minerva. An offensive foul, laban naman sa San Juan.
Who I thought did a good job of selling that one. But RJ and Jerry, they know each other coming from the same program under Coach Gold. And obviously Jerry disagrees. RJ though gets the call.
Eusebio against Alarcon. Anton attacks and will earn himself 2 free throws.
Well, a big lineup on the other end. We mentioned the backcourt of San Juan, while the front court, itong Gensan, putting Eusebio at the 3. For the most part, since the preseason, he's been playing the 4 para sa Gensan, trying to look for advantages of what it looks like para sa Gensan. But Eusebio, you would think they would go to him at the post. Well, he's a guy that's pretty athletic, and that's an understatement for me to say.
From shooting guard to center, malaki.
Yeah.
Gensan.
And was able to blow by Harold Alarcon to force the foul. Minerva with the offensive rebound.
Mintis nga lang para kay RJ. Split at the line from Antonio Eusebio. Alarcon pulls up. Left it short. Jonicio clears it for Gensan.
What a strong rebound by Jonicio. And then with a switch. And because of that defensive rebound, it leads to the flying Eusebio, uncontested in transition.
Lamang na ang Gensan, 3-2. 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Abadiano pulls up. It will pop out. Last touch, si Mike Kalisaan. Bola babalik sa Gensan.
Yeah, that's a shot Jerry can make anytime, but I thought Aldrich Ramos was wide open on the short corner on the other side.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Eusebio on the right side. Gabo. 10 on their shot clock. Eusebio likes this matchup against Alarcon, but that time Harold stood his ground, leaving them
So sorry about that. You see the intention of Antonio Sebio. I love what he's doing, putting his head down. He would have the advantage every time he would get a paint touch. Pwede siya mangibabaw kay Harold, but Harold moving his feet. Eventually, they get the stop.
Kalisaan doing a good job of just putting his hands up on that attempt by Minerva. Meanwhile, face-up jumper from Aldrich Ramos.
Well, you talk about a guy who seems to be, or who seems rejuvenated rather, as Hesed Gabo. Defense goes under, makes the defense pay. Aldrich Ramos, let's not forget, I thought was the X factor for that win against Abra 2 months ago. He could be an X factor once again, considering all the attention the other players like the Alarcons and Abajanos are getting. Nice feed.
That's been the biggest revelation. Despite the struggle shooting the basketball for Harold Alarcon, his playmaking, his assists have skyrocketed the past few games. We are tied 6 apiece. Jonicio, pull up, no good. Kalisaan tracks down the miss. Alarcon wants to push. Ramos, na kay Abadiano ang bola, laban kay Hesed Gabo.
Nice move.
Kalisaan, wala. Ramos, still no go, fights for it, and he puts it back in for San Juan.
What a smart rebound by Aldrich Ramos. He basically tipped it to himself to get the ball, and even with contact by his own teammate, I believe was Abajano, was still able to complete the stick back. Porter wide open. Something you cannot do. Little brush screen for Hesed Gabo, who's really improving as a screener, by the way. Yung mga ganong brush screens.
9-8, Gensan, nakawala si Kalisaan. Gets it to go, nice assist from Jerry Abadiano.
Now, because of that backdoor, now, if you're RJ Minerva, you're gonna think twice of over-denying, which will lead to the elbow actions na tinatakbo nitong San Juan.
Porter before the shot, fouled.
Holding foul number 17.
Play of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL.
Well, that little pin down by Kalisaan led to a little confusion between his man and the man of Alarcon, which was Minerva and Eusebio. Nice feed, as you mentioned earlier, by Harold.
Adi Santos, pinagpahinga muna si RJ Minerva sa poste. Jonicio, laban kay Panganiban, got him up. And Panganiban will commit a foul.
Just a much improved offensive player. Itong si Marwin Jonicio. Started with Coach Elvis, really a defensive player, would check the best player on the other team, would be aggressive on the boards. I thought this year he has taken a leap, being a much more confident player. He will shoot the open shot, and that time posting up a decent defender na si Panganiban. Gets him on the up fake.
One of the guys that has rose to the occasion with the absence of Kyle Tolentino. Particularly that game against Ilagan Isabela, where he had 25 points, 8 rebounds. Split at the line, tabla tayo, 10 apiece.
And above everything I mentioned about Jonicio, I think the best improvement he has made is really his composure all throughout the game.
Manny Pay, the digital wallet built for the community. Alarcon, sumaksak. And he'll head to the line for 2 shots.
They're not afraid to take the challenge, no? Even against a lengthy and probably more athletic na si Antonio Sebio. Former teammates yan, alam niya kung paano atakihin yan. Si Anton, the same way Anton knows how to attack Harold.
Alarcon at the line. You mentioned how Aldrich Ramos gave them a lift, especially to begin against Abra. But Harold Alarcon making the right decision, especially during the clutch. AC Soberano, James Kwekute, who was a former Bacoor striker back in Season 5. Alarcon, not something you see every day, missing both free throws. Jonicio, Mintes, Alarcon, nakuha yung rebound. Abadiano, nahanap si Panganiban, in stride for 3. And Eusebio, rebound off that miss.
Poor pass.
Abadiano attacks. Pass a bit too low for Mike Calisaan.
It was a good intention by Jerry Abadiano. I thought though he was going for that mini floater. He got his defender in a bind with a crossover. This was the steal, the first play of the game for San Juan.
Steal of the game brought to you by the Extreme Boom 3 waterproof speaker, unstoppable sound, ultimate power. The Ant-Man Mark Cruz and Orlan Wamar both checking in at the same time, matched up against each other. Cruz naghanap ng papasahan na kay Junicio ang bola against Alarcon. At the elbow, Porter nasundot galing sa likod. Paubos na ang shot clock ng Gensan. And he has to create. Almost got it in. Under 4 minutes left. Abadiano pupukol sa tres. Wala.
Foul on Porter.
Bagsak si Mike Calisaan. Yeah, it's gonna go against Chris Porter. Second foul on Chris Porter. Sean Andrews checking in for Marwin Jonicio. Sa kabilang panig naman, si Dexter Marquez. Pagpapahingayin muna si Aldrich Ramos.
Sean Andrews coming off that trade slash signing
Free agency.
window, yeah. From June 1 to 20 from Mindoro, and was the best player in the last game with 19 points.
Alarcon crossover. Shoots over Andrews. Too strong. Calisaan another rebound. Masyado malakas din yung kanyang tira. Mark Cruz. Sean Andrews taking flight but can't finish. Another rebound by Harold. The lob to Calisaan. Natapik ni Andrews. Na-recover ni Marquez. At nakabingwit pa ng foul laban sa Gensan.
Both teams a little out of control. Even that layup on the other end by Sean Andrews, which was contested, I believe, by either Calisaan or Marquez. That led to a little sloppy basketball on the part of San Juan. Almost a steal by Andrews. That led to Marquez eventually getting fouled inside the paint. Patrick Sleet papasok at si Reynel Hugnatan.
So 4 bench guys now in for Coach Alex. Marquez at the line. Missing his first.
But this is only the third and fourth attempt of San Juan. 3-minute mark right now. Sleet comes in, their best driver on the floor. I expect that number to go up, especially with both teams over the limit, excuse me. Reynel Hugnatan comes in. They might look for him on the post. Adi Santos, depending on who's matching up against him, they love to run the offense through Reynel Hugnatan, whether it's a one-on-one situation or some off-ball movement.
Yeah, the coach is challenged by Coach Alex Angeles. We'll be back to the result of this one.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. Ball possession for San Juan.
Successful challenge. San Juan will get the ball back.
Here's the miss by Mike Sleet. Gets a hand in, but looks to be last touched by Nelo Santos, deflecting that one off the hand of Patrick.
Sleet maglalabas. Alarcon had to pull it out. Orlan Wamar with 9 on their shot clock. Nalibre si Papa Ray. Sablay. Nelo Santos unable to secure the rebound, giving San Juan another possession. Sa kabilang baseline, nag-inbound si Patrick Sleet. Sa poste. Nathan, nice cut by Sleet. Masyadong malalim. Alarcon for free. He hits it. Plus the foul.
They misdirection, zipper action, no? Between Sleet and Hugnatan. Something we mentioned earlier. Came off the off-ball movement because of that cut that you mentioned by Sleet. Able to draw two, the kick out. And the reckless closeout really by Adi Santos. 4-point play coming up.
3-point shot brought to you by the Extreme Water-Protected Speakers. Dive into music with Extreme Speakers. Alarcon atones for those couple of misses earlier from the line. And it's now a 4-point ball game, 14-10. Mark Cruz will direct traffic for Gensan. Ashon, given space by Alarcon. Minerva, back to Mark Cruz. 8 on their shot clock. Acuna had to take that shot, but also a poor closeout that time by Patrick Sleet.
Doesn't seem to disagree with it. You gotta give space to the shooter to land. Definitely.
And also was leaning forward on that challenge. Acuna, umalog palabas yung kanya unang free throw. Coach Bon Diloy, Coach Elvis Tolentino. The third season with Gensan, Coach Elvis. Acuna hits the second of 3. (14-12) after a couple of makes from the line by Val Acuna. Wamar against Mark Cruz.
Gonna go to the post, it looks like, once again. But this time they go for Harold on the zipper action.
Pasa sa labas, Mike put some arc into that shot, and he knocks down that free to give them that 5-point cushion.
Of the creation by Harold Alarcon. Little late on the pass, but still enough time for him to execute it. Mike knocks it down.
Off the dribble, Andrews almost lost his balance. Naghahanap ng papasahan si Ashon. Had to force up the shot. Nasa ilalim, Larry Rodriguez. Minerva napulot, nakuha ulit. Pero may nahuling tumulak laban sa Gensan.
Foul number 5, Larry Rodriguez, penalty, second.
Sorry, but that's the second time we're in San Juan was able to stop, no? Yung pag-turn ng corner of the Ashon Andrews drive. The first one was Alarcon, I believe, on Andrews. The second one, Patrick Sleet. And because of that, nobody was forced to rotate. The only problem was they allowed Gensan 2 chances to get another crack at the basket. Good thing that Dexter was pushed.
Gets that first free throw to trickle in. Dexter by Kiss. Malakas yung pangalawa. Former San Juan player. Larry Rodriguez with a rebound. 6-point ball game. Time winding down in the first. Eusebio kakabalik lang. Off the mark on the 3.
That's a play that Gensan loves to run, and specifically for Anton Eusebio. He would usually hit that in the corner. That time he popped out to the wing.
Quick whistle by Haleric D'Amico. Acuña tagged with a foul. More free throws coming up for San Juan.
Something we mentioned, this is already free throw number 8 and 9. So a total of 5 free throws in the last 3 minutes compared to only 4, allowing 4 the first 7 minutes. And we still have 1:16 remaining.
San Juan though, just 2 out of 8 from the line.
That's the thing. That's another story. You got to knock it down.
2 of 9 after a couple of misses from Patrick Sleet. LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Cruz, ginugulo ni Wawar. Minerva back to Mark.
That has to count.
Yeah,
I think it will count. They need Mark Cruz scoring. Now you talk about a player para sa Gensan who's a natural scorer. He's certainly one of them, along with Val Acuña, in my opinion.
That could be a big swing in favor of Gensan, especially if they count that basket. Omar fighting off that screen. 61 seconds left. San Juan still holding to this 6-point lead. And San Juan has a chance to have a foothold of that top spot, especially yung talo last week ng Caloocan against Quezon. They already have 2 losses. San Juan has the edge over Abra in terms of them winning over them earlier in the season. Both have just 1 loss in the north. So very interesting call here, especially with how Gensan has struggled from the field, just 23%. But San Juan, again, struggling at the line, 2 out of 9. Commissioner Emerson Oretas, Rudy Distrito, and Zaldi Rilubit. Dito po sa Strike Gymnasium.
Well, at this point, obviously Gensan is fortunate. San Juan not hitting their free throws, but on the other end, you got to defend without fouling, because one thing that sending a team to the free throw line does, regardless of whether it's a make or a miss, it allows the other team to set up their defense. And Gensan loves to run. You know, the same thing with San Juan. So the more you foul, the more you limit your chances to run on the other side, having some 4-on-3, 3-on-2 advantages.
So number 1 question is, will that shot count on Mark Cruz? They count
will.
it.
Yeah. That's what I thought so too.
Mark Cruz, 30 points. Foul on number 5, Orlando Mar Jr. penalties first.
Ang mabigat pa dyan, 2 free throws yan. Tama ba?
I believe it's only 1 shot.
1 shot lang ba?
Yeah.
No, they're gonna give 2.
2. Okay, because it's a foul off the ball, and obviously San Juan, same as Gensan, over the limit.
So potential 5-point swing for the Warriors. Minerva hits the first.
One of the few situations in MPBL history wherein it was a 3-team trade. By the way,
Oo nga.
yun nangyari kay Minerva.
Lane
Probably
violation.
the first. Probably the since we've had that free agency / trade window. I don't know what season, you probably know it, since you know everything pretty much. But Minerva, probably the only one so far involved in a 3-team trade.
Mintis yung pangalawa ni RJ. 18-16 San Juan. Under a minute left. They've had success with that type of play. Leaving someone underneath. Patrick Sleet with a basket.
Of a terrific pass by a terrific passer in Reynal Hugnatan.
Eusebio
That's
drives
a foul.
baseline. Count it. Plus the foul.
That is just a silly foul by Raylan Torres. First, he gets beat on the closeout right here. And then you give up a foul and a three-point play. If you're going to give up a foul, Raylan knows better. You do not want to give up the three-point play.
Eusebio. 6 points after that made free throw. Babasa isa ang kalamangan ng San Juan 2019. Patrick Sleet, 30 seconds left. In quarter number 1, Hugnatan, ginugulo ni RJ Minerva. Wamar. Nakakuha ni Sleet. 6 na segundo sa kanilang shot clock. Sleet will take the three over RJ. Wala. Great effort by Torres, giving them another possession. Wamar, straight away free. Banks it in.
That's costly because I thought Antonio Sebio was fouled. What a poor foul by Orlan Wamar here. That was a veteran move. Happened right in front of us by Mark Cruz. But a costly no call. That's worth another look. That's what Coach Elvis is arguing about. He is livid. Well, we don't see it on this replay. Raylan Torres getting armed, I thought, on the rebound by Eusebio. Leads to the three. This one right here. And just a poor decision, really, by Orlan Wamar on Mark Cruz. He could make a case na walang foul doon. Pero hindi niya na kailangan dikitan ng ganun yun. With the game clock winding down.
During the lull, looks like Coach Elvis got teed up after vehemently protesting what he believed was a non-call. Yun nga sa play, no, involving Eusebio and Raylan Torres.
Of what should have been a call. And almost like he was begging to be teed up. Just to make a point.
So una, re-review nila kung yung foul ni Orlan Wamar against Mark Cruz came before time expired. Number 2, if they should put in more time on the clock. And number 3, yun nga, no, yung technical foul na seemingly tinawag during the review to Coach Elvis Tolentino.
With the amount of games that we have in a week, to be precise, 18 games. And we have a pool of officials, obviously, and considering the amount of reviews that we do in each game, there is no question in my mind that all of our officials are for sure, they have a master degree. Sa dami ng review nila.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Pushing foul on number 5, Orlan Wamar Jr. Penalty, second. Technical foul on Gensan Warriors head coach Elvis Tolentino for using profane language.
All right, you heard our game announcer Miguel Pere. So, foul on Orlan Wamar and also a technical foul against Coach Elvis Tolentino.
And yes, you heard the Barker right. Profanity will not be tolerated. It's one of the reasons why Ken Pangilinan is not in the coaching business and here on the sidelines.
So Wamar will shoot the technical free throw.
I had to throw somebody under the bus, and since there's only two of us right here, it might as well be you, right?
Kailangan kong maging mabait sa'yo, wala akong sasabayin pa uwi.
That's a smart decision. No wonder why Mika is also nice to us today.
Mark Cruz giving them a lift towards the end of the first quarter. Sinks both free throws, 3/10 of a second remaining. Wamar will not get it off in time. And that concludes quite an eventful first quarter. The game of runs, San Juan was the one who established a 6-point lead. But Gensan trimming the gap down by just 3 entering the second, 24-21.
Bakit parang ayaw mo nang makipagkita sa akin?
Dahil natatakot ako. Maganda kung iisipin pero sa totoong buhay.
So hindi pa pwede ang rich girl at poor boy?
Bakit pwede ba?
Bakit naman hindi?
Back at the strike gym for the MPBL, the Warriors are still at the top of the South standings for one obvious reason: effort. Being the less star-studded team in the top 3, and it is in opponents like this that they are tested. Tonight, Coach Elvis will continue to trust his most consistent players in Gabo and Cruz, but have worked closely and hard on pushing guys like Eusebio, nakita naman natin, and Junicio to bring out their games to the best of their abilities. This is also a chance for RJ Minerva to help out in the front line as an experienced player against champions having 2 national finals appearances already. Coach Elvis pushed RJ in terms of his rebounds. Sabi niya, kung hindi ka man maka-rebound, dapat hindi rin sila maka-rebound. The stats and the papers would make San Juan the easy bets, but one thing is for sure, na nakita naman natin, lalaban hanggang dulo si Elvis Tolentino. Kaya Coach Chris.
Maraming salamat, Mika, and Coach Elvis enjoying his best start with Gensan in 3 seasons. And kitang-kita na naman, no? The core that she mentioned, Hesed Gabo, Mark Cruz, Anton Eusebio, Marwin Junicio, as Dexter Marquez scores in transition, giving San Juan a 5-point lead. And that's been pretty much the consistent 4 that they had, especially nung nawala si Kyle Tolentino. You bring in an RJ Minerva who was lagging behind the bench with Quezon, although he had pretty much a good relationship with all of those guys there, but being integrated here with Gensan, who has certainly championship aspirations, and it's gonna be interesting moving forward how those guys will mesh in as ito kalaban nila ngayon, San Juan. They're being tested tonight. Hesed Gabo with a basket to cut the lead down to 3.
Well, that's a great point you made. And if you look at the contenders, right? Abra, Caloocan, Quezon, you could name at least one player that's a go-to guy. In my opinion, it's really a mix of players. There's no specific one for Gensan, which means they rely heavily, number 1, on their defense. Second, I think with their 3-point shooting, because yun talaga ang sistema nitong si Coach Elvis ever since. That's been the consistent number in terms of attempts, in terms of makes. What a poor pass by Raylan Torres. And third, their chemistry, which they have. Kaya malaking addition itong si Hesed Gabo tulad ng mga ganung play. It really helps their chemistry and to bring everybody together. The unselfish plays tulad ng huling nakita natin.
RJ Minerva getting more minutes with Gensan, able to score off that nice feed from Hesed Gabo. Torres, pull-up jumper, wala. Rebound nakuha ni Acuña. 3 points separating these two squads. Minerva charging through. What a decisive attack. Count it plus the foul. Minerva will shoot one more from the line.
What I like about that is the slight pause that he showed when he got his 2 feet inside the paint. The drive of the closeout right here. And then that little nudge for the slight opening, may kasama pang foul.
We have the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. RJ Minerva with 6 points. Babalik sa loob si Chris Porter, nursing 2 fouls. Tabla na tayo, 28 all. San Juan has Raylan Torres, Orlan Wamar, Reynel Hugnatan, Patrick Sleet, and Dexter Marquez. Back the other way, chance to take the lead. Jonicio pumukol sa labas, wala. Nakuha ni Hugnatan ng rebound, tatakbo ang San Juan. Sleet, nakabuelo, natapik. Gensan onto the front court. Gabo, humihit. Pasya kay Jonicio, nawala sa kanyang bola. Wamar, the outlet. One-on-one, Sleet takes flight and scores against Chris Porter.
Pretty much a 4-point swing, even though it wasn't a clear lane for Janicio. Of the pass of Gabo and Sleet, he knows what to do. As he took flight, Porter could just watch.
Acuna, challenge free, no good. Wamar, pasa sa corner, Torres gets set to go.
Or no. There's the timeout signaled by Coach Elvis.
Gabo slowing things down. Balik sa 5 ang lamang ng San Juan. Someone's free. Porter will take it. It will roll out. Adi Santos, great effort on that offensive rebound. Porter susubok ulit. This time he puts it in.
Loves that spot, huh? Top of the key.
Same shot he hit when they beat Binyan on their home floor. Gabo, nice pass. Acuna in stride. Mintis. Porter, same spot. That time way off.
We need a break. The players need a break. Tulad itong fast break.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Patrick Sleet,
Shouting for a foul.
forceful in transition. San Juan will sue for time, up by 2, 33-31.
Sa bawat laro, may kasama ka. Sa lahat ng hamon, may backup ka. Kasangga sa lahat. Kasabay na aangat. Dahil sa bawat pagsubok, di ka nag-iisa. Sa bawat galaw, may puntos ka. At lahat dapat sama-sama. Kaya sa labang hanggang dulo, pusong palaban ang sikreto. Sports Plus MPBL. Tatak panalo.
Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Abante ng 2 puntos ang San Juan kontra Gensan. 5.5 remaining in the second quarter. We are live from the Strike Gymnasium and the marching band capital of the Philippines, PACQUIAO'S City in Cavite, as we bring you this colossal matchup between Gensan and San Juan.
Harold Alarcon checks in along with Boral, Ramos, and pinasok itong si Coach Elvis to match up against Alarcon. Itong si Fontanilla.
Extra pass, Patrick Sleet, corner pocket 3. It will pop out, fight for the rebound. Santos wins that battle. Fontanilla ngayon lang pinasok. Halfway point of the second quarter. Sleet guarding Josh. 9 on the shot clock. Porter turns around. Jumper. Halfway down and out. Alarcon. Ramos pulls the trigger. Umalog din palabas. Montanilla will slow things down. Gabo against Orlan Wamar. Nakuha niya kay Adi Santos. 8 on the shot clock. Entry pass. Hook shot. Porter. Wala pa din. Alarcon. Forceful on the drive. And he'll earn himself more free throws. Joshua Fontanilla picks up a foul.
Alarcon saw an opening, nakakuha ng konting buwelo, no? Both teams going up and down, unable to hit baskets. And Alarcon took advantage of the 4-on-4, which means he had more spacing because Boral, JP Boral, and I believe, was that Minerva, got tangled up. That's a bench ng San Juan, near the bench of San Juan. And Alarcon, after missing his first 2 free throws, hits the first of 2 on this trip.
Sila ni Adi Santos, si JP Boral, yung nagka-bull dun. Speaking of spacing, Terence Fortea and AC Soberano now on the floor for San Juan. Extreme ang subok at kumpletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. Sabay silang pinasok ni Coach Alex Angeles. Sean Andrews. Montanilla. Fortea unable to cut him off. Eusebio nakasungkit ng foul laban sa San Juan. It's gonna go against JP Boral.
A beautiful execution which I thought was well defended up until Antonio Eusebio received the pass from Fontanilla at the free throw line. Hindi na nagdalawang isip, went strong to the basket and will go to the line after being fouled.
Let's check in with Mika.
Let's talk about the Fighting Maroons on the floor. Harold talked about how he remembers spending a lot of time with Antonio Eusebio during the pandemic. Sabi ni Terence, alam mo kung mas magaling lang daw ako mag-English, baka mas naging close pa daw sila, no? Lalo daw nung dumating pa si Ashon nung second year. Jerry said he appreciated how even as a second or third stringer, Anton was just always ready. Sabi naman ni Anton, I really wish I brought out the Tagalog more, but generally all happy for each other. Anton knows the big role he needs to make good use of tonight. Ken, Coach Chris.
And all thriving with their respective teams. Maraming salamat, Mika. Antonio Eusebio spent couple of seasons with UP before moving over to Benilde. Nag-abot-abot sila, no? In this couple of years.
Excellent report. Interesting players, interesting school. That's all I can say.
Timeout naman galing sa Gensan Warriors with 3 minutes and 44 seconds left, still trailing by 2, 35-33.
Woo! 2 points.
Bravo! Q10.
Twist of Fate, Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. Dito lang sa Solarflix.
Don't miss the newest Turkish drama to hit Philippine screens, Twist of Fate. Weeknights at 8 on Solarflix, which is seen on Sky Channel 16, Signal Channel 21, Cable Link Channel 33, and DDT Channel 21 in Metro Manila. Happy to have you with us on a Thursday night dito po sa Strike Gymnasium in Bacoor, Cavite. Commissioner Emerson Orenta, Zaldir Lumid, and Rudy Distrito. Muntik na mga Coldplay yun, ha?
Maybe Coldplay 10.0. Sa dami na nakita natin ganyan after the incident. But almost doesn't count. Just like this one, the inbound play. That did not count, obviously. Way off was the attempt of Eusebio.
Alarcon playing the point. Backing down, Mark Cruz turns around. How about the degree of difficulty on that shot? Alarcon with 8. And my partner, so used to seeing that shot, does not have a reaction.
Beautiful fade.
Pero maganda rin ang sagot ni Mark Cruz. Hits a free, baba sa isa ang lamang ng San Juan. Manny Pay, the digital wallet built for the community. Portea. Pasa kay Alarcon against Sean Andrews. Harold again. That time off the back iron. Tapigan ng bola napunta kay Mark Cruz. Fontanilla back to Cruz. Open free. Eusebio tried to follow it up. Alarcon, the pitch ahead. Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Sidestep beauty from Anton Eusebio. And a bonus free throw coming up after getting fouled.
This was certainly a beauty. Usually you would execute a sidestep with one dribble. He did this off the catch. I tell you, that was a difficult move. Anton Eusebio showing the strength of those legs, Canadian legs.
Lamang na ang Gensan after that free throw make, 39-37. JP Boral. Portea using that Ramos screen. Terence. Corner pocket three. Soberano short. Minerva with a rebound. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Fontanilla lost his dribble. Pabalik ang bola sa San Juan. Another timeout by the Gensan Warriors. A minute and 55 left. Sila na ang lamang, 39-37.
Sa bawat laro, may kasama ka. Sa lahat ng hamon, may backup ka. Kasangga sa lahat. Kasabay na aangat. Dahil sa bawat pagsubok, di ka nag-iisa. Sa bawat galaw, may puntos ka. At lahat dapat sama-sama. Kaya sa labang hanggang dulo, pusong palaban ang sekreto. Sports Plus MPBL. Tatak panalo.
Our new schedule starting on July 31st. Mas maaga na po tayong magsisimula at magtatapos. First game starts at 3 p.m. Game number 2 at 5. Third game at 7 p.m. Napapanood po yan, lahat ng laro. Still on our official MPBL YouTube channel, on Tap Sports and Solar Sports. And Gensan, sila ang abante over San Juan amidst this nice crowd here at the Strike Gymnasium. Boss June Usman, Boss Dennis Abella.
But this is excellent news to me, at least to me, because now I don't have to violate the curfew, especially for the people 25 under, as Harold Alarcon will miss a 3.
Pitch ahead, Sean Andrews, the catch and the finish. What a run by Gensan to close out this second period. Portea being pressured by Fontanilla. Terence.
Moving screen.
Yeah. Against Aldrich Ramos.
You can't do that if you're Terence. He knows better. Because once he's undecisive, his big man wouldn't know what to do as well. Sean Andrews, nice catch, stable finish.
Pagkakataon para sa Gensan na dagdagan ng kanilang lamang. Fontanilla sa kanan, pasa kay Mark Cruz. Andrews recovers off that bubbled pass. Cruz will take the free. Masyadong malakas. Bumagsak si Soberano. Foul laban kay Anton Eusebio.
Only their second team foul.
Under a minute left. San Juan trailing by 4. No Mike Phillips today. Fontanilla, Fortea going at it. I think both guys are gonna get warned.
Between number 24, Joshua Fontanilla, and number 10, Terrence Fortea, both for sports mobile radio.
Yeah. Fortea magbababa ng bola para sa San Juan. Ramos receives it against the smaller RJ Minerva. Backing him down, Ramos flips it up, wala. Swooping in for the rebound was Antonio Sebio. Fontanilla.
Step to the baseline.
Oh, nahuli.
How about the on-ball defense of Terrence? Fontanilla wanted to reject the ball screen. Basic, no, stayed in front of the basketball, eventually forced the turnover, forcing Fontanilla to step out of bounds.
Ubus ng oras sa ating first half. Alarcon against Sean Andrews. Ramos ready to provide that screen. Harold, pass to Aldrich, launches the three, a big one to cut it down to one.
A beautiful play, three-man action between Alarcon, Ramos, and Soberano. Soberano credit that screen to his own man, preventing the switch and eventually the open shot for Ramos. Minerva wala, but Andrews with a tip-in will beat the clock, I thought.
That's pretty close though. Let's see.
It looked good to me. Here's the shot. The advantage by Andrews. Position-wise, yeah.
I think that will count for Sean Andrews. And that's good. Sean Andrews capping off this run by Gensan to end the second period. And after trailing the majority of the first half, sila na ang lamang over San Juan, 43-40 heading to the dugout.
Sa lahat ng hamon, may backup ka. Kasangga sa lahat. Kasabay na aangat. Dahil sa bawat pagsubok, di ka nag-iisa. Sa bawat galaw, may puntos ka. At lahat dapat sama-sama. Kaya sa labang hanggang dulo, pusong palaban ang sekreto. Sports Plus MPBL. Tatak panalo.
Back at the Strike Gym for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Mika Abesames and right now I am joined by the team manager of the Gensan Warriors. Walang iba kundi si Boss Merman Flores. Magandang gabi. Boss, so far so good in the first half, pero makikita talaga natin yung effort ng boys. Isa sa napag-usapan namin ni Coach Elvis was that he really wanted to push Antonio Sebio today at kitang-kita namin yun. What can management say about this?
Well, you know, these are the games that matters. So, kailangan niya i-push yung sarili niya, especially not just Antonio, for the whole team, para yung meron kami pagbabasihan kung how are we gonna do in the playoffs or so on.
Napakaganda. Meron ka ba mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan? Siyempre.
Siyempre, yung mga ating mga sponsors dyan. Armor On, Manny Pay, Alpha, Anytime Fitness, Sports Plus, Acropolis Loyola, Boss Exy Robles. Sa lahat ng mga taga dyan sa nanonood ngayon dyan, sila Mayora Lorely Pacquiao, Bobby Pacquiao, Consial, Michael Pacquiao. Siyempre, may mga fans kami, taga Pasaya tayo dito, hindi namin kilala, but thank you sa support sa inyo. At we're so happy that we're back sa Bacoor and we love this gym and hopefully we'll get this win tonight.
Maraming salamat. Once again, the team manager of the Gensan Warriors, Boss Merman Flores. Magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay patatalo. Buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo. Iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin. Sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Are you ready, Christian and Danny? All right, 45 seconds. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas.
At una nakakompleto si Danny ng layup.
Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan. Kaya
Ito na ang free throw line.
todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kubo.
Last 20 seconds. Come on, guys.
Basketball na muna tayo. Iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging
10 seconds.
pin. Sa droga ay huwag
At ayan na, nakashoot na si Danny ng free throw. 3, 2, and 1.
3, 2, 1, MPBL na!
And congratulations to our winner, si Danny Garol mula sa Pulang Lupa, Las Piñas. Congratulations, Danny. Mag-uuwi ka ng 2,000 piso mula sa Sports Plus. Samantala si Christian naman ay mag-uuwi ng 1,000 pesos. Once again, that's our Sports Plus Clutch Time Challenge at sa atin na Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL.
Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay umayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo. Buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo. Iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin. Sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL. Ang bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan. Kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball Sigawan na yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao.
Bakit parang ayaw mo nang makipagkita sa akin?
Dahil natatakot ako. Maganda kung iisipin pero sa totoong buhay.
So hindi pa pwede ang rich girl at poor boy?
Bakit pwede ba?
Bakit naman hindi?
A close game after 2 quarters. Gensan clinging on to this 3-point lead over San Juan, 43-40. San Juan, though, was the one who was in front early behind that stellar playmaking by Harold Alarcon. They were ahead by as many as 6 points, but credit Gensan for fighting back. Had that 10-3 spurt to close out the second quarter to take this lead at the half.
A 22-16 second quarter after being down by 3. The first 10 minutes of play. Mark Cruz, this was one of the 5 threes out of 20 attempts. They're gonna keep firing. You would think after, attempting 20 and missing 15, they would be down. Not the case. They're up by 3 because that's their style of play. Now San Juan, the same markers in terms of 3-point shooting, making 5, a better percentage obviously, but the tempo in the second quarter clearly favored Gensan. The activity by Antonio Sebio and Sean Andrews, I thought, was massive, impactful really. A sidestep move by Antonio Sebio with a 3-point play, and Sean Andrews, the tip in to beat the clock to extend the lead. That's something that baka posibleng balikan mo, no? If this game goes down the wire, as you look at the leading scorers, Mike Guess and Alarcon with 8 apiece. Anton, the only player in double figures in this game with 11.
Mark Cruz gave them a spark with 8 off the bench. Noticeably missing there is Hesed Gabo and itong si Marwin Jonicio. Very intriguing what type of adjustments for both teams. Into the third, Jerry Abadiano, we did not see him much after starting in the first quarter.
Now to your point, Hesed Gabo has been clearly the best player, the difference maker to Gensan's success this season. But in the first half, he only, to your point, had 5 points, but he did have 3 assists and 0 turnovers and was perfect from the field. And that's because he did not force the issue. And there will be times, again, if this game goes down the wire, we're going to see Gabo force the issue at times. I think what's important is for him to make the right read as he forces the issue and hit the open man. Or maybe San Juan would challenge his scoring ability as a lapse defensively to start the first 12 seconds on the defensive end. Para sa San Juan, leaves a guy underneath open, Minerva at the line.
Same 5 that began this ball game will start the third for Gensan. Sa panig naman ng San Juan, some slight changes. Orlan Wamar, who came off the bench, now starts the third. Osberman Flores. Minerva, sablay yung kanyang mga free throws. So San Juan will get the ball back, down by just 3. Gensan applying pressure all the way to the backcourt. Abadiano matched up against Antonio Eusebio.
Orlan Wamar starting this quarter in the place of who's a Panganiban who started.
Yeah. Wamar, 5 on the shot clock, shoots over. Hesed Gabo, tough shot. Ties it up at 43 apiece.
We mentioned in the top of the coverage that this could boil down to a make or miss game. Orlan Wamar hitting that three, called for extra steps. Was Anton.
Yeah. Another turnover forced by the defense of San Juan.
And usually this high, you would really go under the screen. And now, with that shot made by Orlan, it'll be interesting to see kung iilalim pa rin yung depensa kahit gano'ng kataas yung ball screen action kay Wamar. Here's another ball screen.
Pupol ulit sa labas. That time too strong. Kalisaan gives them another possession. Alarcon, the reload. Short. Ramos tracks it down, saves it to Alarcon. Cross-court pass to Abadiano. Shot fake, mid-range jumper. Wala pa din. Nakuha ni Orlan Wamar. Fourth shot opportunity for San Juan. Skip pass. Alarcon, sidestep. Still no go, and the board finally cleared by Chris Porter.
Asking for a foul is Harold. Thought he got chipped on the arm. No call right there.
Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. The answer from Hesed Gabo. The response to that three-pointer earlier by Orlan Wamar. 2 minutes gone by. The slip, the basket plus the foul. Mike Kalisaan will convert.
Always a tough coverage. Ito si Orlan Wamar, especially in a double drag action, because it slightly creates confusion. No, kung sino ang held this time. It was the second big. No tagger on the weak side. A little late was Anton. 3-point play.
Play of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Kalisaan completes it. Deadlock again at 46. Top 3 in terms of assists. Number 1 si Gabo, number 3 si Wamar. Melencio at number 2. So both steady playmakers for their respective squads. Gabo will try another one, his first miss. Alarcon. Pasa kay Abadiano, balik kay Harold. Wamar sets his feet, fires in and out. Gabo nagmamadali. Got clipped in the arm by Jerry Abadiano.
He is just not only quick but shifty. It took him 3 dribbles to make that move right to left, left to right, and was just caught backpedaling. Itong si Jerry Abadiano. A nice foul though to prevent the 3-point play.
Itong free throw na ito, din sa atin yan na Extreme, ang subok. At kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. I believe that's the 3rd foul on Jerry Abadiano. That's why he played limited minutes in the first half. Mintes yung free throw ni Hesed Gabo. Harold to Aldrich Ramos. Abadiano working on Antonio Eusebio. Jerry sees a gap, lays it in with his left hand, and a bonus free throw coming up.
Confusion, it looked like, on that drop coverage. Anton goes over the screen. Porter was worried about Kalisaan. You see him retreat to his man. Creates an open lane for Jerry. The easiest 3-point play you're gonna see.
Maibalita tayo kay Mika.
Jerry Abadiano talked about how he never really expected to be called by an international league. San Juan played in Lucena and there was an agent that approached his agent. Simple lang ang laro ko ate, hindi ko inaasahan na mapapansin ako, he said. Thinks he would like to improve going to the KBL, organizing his teammates, scoring, shooting 3 points, pero mas pulido. Lalo atres ang asset ng Koreans. He's also excited to have a samgyup reunion with Carl Tamayo and Kevin Kiambao. He will be sacrificing not seeing his wife and kids, but this is the life of a dreamer. Will forever be grateful to his coach John from Iloilo, Coach Gold, Coach Alex, and sige na nga daw, Coach Chris na rin. Ken.
Maraming salamat, Mika. And father of two, Jerry Abadiano, who I talked to the last time we covered them in Caloocan. Sabi niya si Coach Gold, parang tatay daw niya. Oh, sige, pagbigay ko na. Sabi niya si Coach Chris, para daw kuya niya.
He's just being nice. But we're obviously happy for him.
Yeah.
You talk about family. Jerry's like family to us because among all the players along with Carl, they're the ones who started sa programa ni Coach Gold since 2011.
Yeah.
When he was 14, 15 years old, I can still remember a young Jerry Abadiano every time we would join a league because of how developed his body was already. Questionin lagi ng liga and even ng mga kalaban kung talagang 14 anyos nga ba si Jerry nung mga panahong yon. Fast forward, plays in the UAAP for Adamson, for NU, wins a couple championships and wins a couple one also with us in UP, and he will always be eternally grateful to have Jerry Abadiano, and we're happy for him obviously.
Yeah. Great opportunity for him. Harold Alarcon, top shot. San Juan, sila na ang lamang, 51-48. Andrews retreats. Gives it up to Marwin Jonicio. Entry pass, bumangga sa loob. Minerva wala. Got it back. Smothered by the defense of San Juan. Wamar, intercepted by Gabo. Read that one beautifully. Fontanilla, the spin cycle moved for the layup. And he gives up a foul, trying to steal it away from Harold Alarcon. This steal of the game, though, was brought to you by the Extreme Boom 3 waterproof speaker, unstoppable sound, ultimate power.
Gabo with the anticipation. Fontanilla, the former UST Growling Tiger, with possibly a top 5 play coming up. What a beautiful spin move in transition. One and done, by the way.
Lead down to 1, 51-50. Abadiano. Lost it. Turnover against San Juan.
Just when you think you would see it coming, huh? You didn't see that one, Ken.
What do you mean?
Fontanilla.
Halfway point of the third. Nananatili ang possession sa Gensan.
Who's also a product, I gotta say, of Coach Gino Manansala.
Oh naman, sa St. Clair.
Yeah.
Sino may nabot niya sa USD? Si
Caballero, hinabot din.
Ay, si Nick. Kez comes in.
It was probably the last year of the quote-unquote dark days of the UST because Nick Caballero played, you know, and exhausted his 5 playing years there. So he saw the best and the worst of both worlds, so to speak.
Pull up and gets the friendly bounce. Josh Fontanilla with the back-to-back baskets. Ulit ang Gensan, 52-51.
That's the benefit of having a Joshua Fontanilla. To me, he's their 3rd best ball screen player behind Gabo and Mark Cruz.
Naagaw ni Wamar, no whistle. Numbers for Gensan.
Shuffle his feet.
Yeah. MANNY Pay, the digital wallet built for the community. Natakam. si Joshua Fontanilla sa pagkakataon na yun.
Alam na rin ni Coach Elvis eh. They not even complain about it, but immediately reminded itong si Fontanilla. Just take his time.
Omar gets it back from Dexter Marquez. Alarcon. Marquez na libre sa tres. Yes! Sorry, a long two from Dexter Marquez. Put on the line.
You see that play by Harold the first 4 games. He would have taken that shot. But after the first 4 and 5 games, the trust has been developed already here in San Juan between Harold and the other bigs. Heck of a move right here. Little jab fake to the left. And left Marquez with a foot on the line. Tulad ng sinabi mo.
Again, despite the struggle shooting the basketball, Alarcon finding ways to be effective for San Juan. Even against Ambra, where he only had 8 points, but still made the crucial plays down the stretch. How about Joshua Fontanilla though? LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Marquez, quick pass, natapik. Alarcon, foul against Gensan, not yet over the limit. First foul on Mark Cruz. And let's remember, San Juan, well, that was 4 months ago already, but played in the preseason without Mike Phillips. So they've been accustomed to this lineup before. Kalisaan, wala. Pero tutungo siya sa 15-foot line for 2 shots.
A little late once again on the attack from the weak side as Kalisaan had a foot inside the paint. Naramdaman niya yung contact. Ngayon, nasa free throw line na siya.
Kalisaan, sabla yung unang free throw.
Just shooting below 50% after that miss is the whole team of the Knights.
Mike gets that one to trickle in. Takla na naman, 54 all. Dionisio comes in for Gensan. Andrews will be the one initiating the offense for the Warriors. Mark Cruz coming off that pick. Rodriguez na libre, wala. Nakuha ni Asyon yung rebound. Andrews in traffic, can't finish. Napulot at naibalik sa loob ni Larry Rodriguez. 56-54 Gensan. Muntik pang maagaw. Alarcon, the lob inside. Sleet fails to complete it. Got it back. Kalisan, pabandang tira. Pasok yan.
They're just relentless on the basketball was Patrick Sleet. He wanted that basketball more, even though there were white shirts who had hands on the basketball. Not only that, and making a play, finding a slightly open Kalisaan.
Cruz strikes baseline. His progress impeded that time by Patrick Sleet. They are in penalty.
This was the play. He got the offensive rebound already in Kalisaan with a perfect angle on the glass. Nice kiss to hit that one.
Mark Cruz. Rare miss from the line. Gensan, just a little bit better, but not really good. 14 out of 23 from the line. Both teams struggling in that department tonight. Getting a split was the Ant-Man. AC Soberano will check in for Mike Kalisaan. So a smaller lineup right now for San Juan. Patrick Sleet, Orlan Wamar, Dexter Marquez, Raylan Torres,
Kyle Tolentino,
Samboy De Leon. Kasama pa nila dyan si AC Soberano. Naagaw ni Fontanilla. Pero mananatili ang posesyon sa San Juan.
Reynan Torres, he gets a break right here because he was simply out of control and indecisive. That almost led to a layup on the other end. Coach Elvis will challenge. But you cannot be pleased if you're Coach Alex, especially if Elvis wins the challenge.
Review the challenge was successful.
Successful challenge from the Gensan Warriors.
Just going nowhere was Reynan Torres. A terrific anticipation. I believe that was that Fontanilla?
Yeah. Deflecting that pass. Wait a minute.
They're challenging the challenge.
Okay.
Mind you, they're challenging the successful challenge. If they allow this, then I don't know what to think. Natatawa na lang, no, si Coach Alex at ang kanyang staff. Because upon seeing the replay, it looked like last touch si Fontanilla. So I wonder what review or what angle did they check in that review?
Replay on. 3-point shot by Dionisio Mintis. Penalty na ang Gensan, so free throws coming up for San Juan.
Poor foul by Fontanilla.
Coach Alex could not hide his smile, perhaps having a conversation with referee Aleric Damicog.
Never in the history of basketball, if they allowed that they would allow a challenge. I'm even lost for words. To challenge a successful challenge, if that makes sense.
Dexter Marquez
I
puts
tell
in
you.
the first free throw. You could imagine what could have been the reaction on the other side kung nangyari yun. But anyway, we play on. 58-57 San Juan. Malacuña checks into the ball game. Mark Cruz laban kay Orlan Wamar. Sean Andrews coming off two screens. Malacuña shot off by Dexter Marquez. Acuña, the pass back, the shot over Patrick Sleet for free.
That little flare screen was designed as a default action as Malacuña, as soon as he gave the ball up, he received a flare screen. Yes, it was contested. That's how good Val is, even though his shot was challenged.
Torres sidestep. Marquez traveled. 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme Water Protected Speakers. Dive into music with Extreme Speakers.
My mistake. It looked to be a brush screen. Almost by Marwin Dionisio. And it was just late. Ito si Patrick Sleet.
43 seconds remaining. Gensan protecting a 2-point lead. Gusto pa nilang dagdagan. Acuña! Oh my! Undeterred with defense draped all over him. Back-to-back triples. Marquez nakawala. Can't finish. Tried to put it back in. Still no go. But the relentless effort being rewarded that time. Time winding down in the third quarter. Santos. Acuna wants it. Val receives the pass inside. Andrews, patience. Sayang, he was right there. But just could not complete it. 3 quarters done. But boy, San Juan and Gensan figuring out in a slugfest. Nesad Gabo with a big free. Nagpalitan sila ng tres kanina ni Orlan Wamar. But San Juan still finding success with this particular play. But credit the Warriors with those back-to-back triples by Val Acuna. This was the one that triggered the fast break. The spin cycle move by Josh Fontanilla. At ngayon, the Warriors in front heading into the fourth over San Juan, 63-60.
Sa bawat laro, may kasama ka. Sa lahat ng hamon, may backup ka. Kasangga sa lahat. Kasabay na aangat. Dahil sa bawat pagsubok, di ka nag-iisa. Sa bawat galaw, may puntos ka. At lahat dapat sama-sama. Kaya sa labang hanggang dulo, pusong palaban ang sikreto. Sports Plus MPBL. Tatak panalo.
Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Back with us here at the Strike Gymnasium in Bacoor, Cavite, where two teams going toe-to-toe. Gensan with the slight lead. San Juan with the possession to begin the fourth. Ordan Wamar, Raylan Torres, Dexter Marquez, Patrick Sleet, and AC Soberano. That shot sent back to the friend zone by Adi Santos.
A beautiful recovery by Adi Santos. They run a pistol action. It ended up in a ball screen. Adi Santos was there to erase that one, but Patrick Sleet, of the nice feed of the inbound pass by Orlan Wamar, finds his way to the cup. There's the foul. Patrick Sleet heading to the line.
And the threat of Soberano's free from the corner left Patrick Sleet open down low. Abadiano is back in for San Juan.
So matching up with a small lineup is Coach Alex Angeles. Nasa 4 ngayon itong si Patrick Sleet with Marquez at the 5.
Adi Santos, Val Acuna, Mark Cruz, Sean Andrews, and Marwin Junicio nasa loob for Gensan. Johnny pasa kay Cruz. 5 sa kanilang shot clock. Marwin knows it, rising up for the jumper. Can't get that one to fall. Raylan Torres, pasa kay Patrick Sleet, nakabuelo, pasa sa labas, all day to shoot. Abadiano, wala. Sean clears it for Gensan.
Sean Andrews has been big time on the boards.
Oh, great no-look pass. Acuna had his sights on Adi Santos, and he gets rewarded with a basket plus the foul.
This came off the miss and the cleanup defensively. How about the beautiful touch pass? Acuna with those back-to-back threes late in the third quarter. Now starts the fourth with eyes at the side of his head to locate Adi Santos for the 2+1.
Adi completes the three-point play. 66-63. Extreme ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. Sleet Back to Jerry Abadiano. Marquez. Trying to offer that screen. Soberano. Mintis yung tres. Tip and is gone from Dexter Marquez.
Beautiful execution in that Spain action. They find a clean look for one of their better shooters in Soberano, and because Marquez rolled to the basket was in perfect position to clean up the miss. Cruz with a miss. Good box out by Soberano.
Valacuña picks up a foul. Dexter Marquez, 16 points and 8 rebounds. Chris Porter will check in for Valacuña. So Coach Elvis opts to go with a much bigger lineup. Abadiano receives it. Guarded by Hesed Gabo. 66-65 Gensan. Jerry still with a rock. Marquez, he is feeling it. But not that time. Eusebio taps it onto the board pero nakuha ni Patrick Sleet. Torres over Eusebio, backs it in. And praise to the heavens after giving San Juan a 2-point lead.
This should be a relief really for Raylan Torres. Has relatively not played well with his decision making. Did not shoot the ball well before that shot, but what a timely basket for San Juan to take the lead. As Gensan will go to the line. This is off the second chance opportunity. Both teams really doing a good job on the offensive glass as Raylan banks that one home. 16 offensive rebounds in the game for San Juan. Gensan also in double figures with 11. The difference, though, is that San Juan, out of the 16, has converted 21. Gensan, only 7. And yet, it's only a 1-point game.
Jonicio. 2 for 2 at the line. Tapla na naman. 68 all. Santos will be replaced by Ashawn Andrews. Manny Pay, the digital wallet built for the community. Abadiano. Gabo in front of him. Wants a screen from Marquez. Torres. Sizing up Antonio Eusebio. Back-to-back hits from Raylan Torres.
He wanted that rock so much. I thought he forgot to screen on the Spain action on the back pick. He popped out and was just determined to score against the defense of his former teammate, Anton.
Eusebio on the other end draws a foul.
Well, technically, they were not former teammates because Raylan was in his residency year when Anton was still with the team. So I sort of take it back. But still, nonetheless, a nice basket by Raylan.
Si Torres yung tinawagan ng foul pero i-challenge yan ni Coach Alex Angeles. We'll be back for the result of this one.
Upon review, the challenge was successful.
Another successful challenge from San Juan. Oh yeah. Jump ball situation. Eusebio and Sleet jump it up. Nakuha ni Raylan Torres.
That's probably one of the more entertaining jump balls I've ever seen. Eusebio against Patrick Sleet.
Torres, one-on-one against Eusebio. Labanan sa rebound. Bodies flying all over. Patrick Sleet comes away with it. Torres again. Back-to-back misses. Alarcon tracks it down. Patrick Sleet back to Harold. Swing pass. Torres. Pupukul ulit. Third time's a charm. No. Eusebio grabs it. A jump ball forced by Alarcon.
Possession na Harold pointing Gensan. A lot of chances though to hit a basket. Couple good looks for Torres, who's been getting his rhythm before those misses.
Gabo takes his time. Abadiano in front. Fontanilla. Lost his balance. Naagaw. Oh, unsportsmanlike foul on Dexter Marquez. Na ang sinasabi niya, tinamaan muna siya. It's Joshua Fontanilla on the floor. Weren't able to see it because it happened away from the basketball.
It could be costly, especially for San Juan, who is was slowly generating momentum. Care of Raylan Torres. And here's the replay. Fontanilla, after the ball screen, forcing the switch, he slips, and then Marquez falls down over him. Mas magandang angulo to. May konting tapik, no? Itong si Fontanilla, but not much, in my opinion, for Marquez to retaliate like that, especially at this point of the game where every point matters. May mga parte talaga no, ng laro, especially in the fourth quarter, wherein as a basketball player, you have no choice kundi tanggapin na lang. Kasi kung ang magiging ugali mo, no, or initial na reaction in the case of Marquez, ay bumawi ka agad, ay magiging costly yun. So,
he gets a break because just a regular foul after the review.
There you go. So I'm glad I was wrong because they obviously didn't see much.
Now Coach Alex is saying there was a punch thrown allegedly by Josh Fontanilla.
And again, the angle that we saw here, yung mas malayo, yung naka-zoom out yung pangalawa, nakita nga natin na parang tinapik, no, from our angle ni Fontanilla, itong si Marquez. Here's the replay shown on the big screen.
Guys are looking onto it on the big screen, but we play on, approaching the 6-minute mark of the fourth. Nakawala si Junicio, pasa sa labas. Fontanilla, free throw line jumper. It will roll in. Tabla na naman, 70 all. Marquez gets it back to Jerry Abadiano. Alarcon, guarded by Eusebio. Then on the shot clock, Patrick Sleet turns down the shot, drives, layup too strong. Jonicio the rebound, running start for Hesed Gabo. Gabo will pull it out. Fontanilla against Raylan Torres. The switch Sleet now in front of Fontanilla. 7 on the shot clock. Sleet keeping in step. Fontanilla off the mark. Torres nakabuelo, sumugod, lays it in. And a bonus free throw coming up. What a big swing in favor of San Juan. Fast break the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL.
Oh, what a time for Raylan Torres to come to life. Because he struggled, as we mentioned, the first 3 quarters. Only 3 points for him. Has been a different player in his 4th quarter. Already in double figures, has a chance to extend the lead to 3 and to increase his output to 11, which he does.
Halfway point of the 4th. Torres gives them a 3-point lead. Pinagpahinga muna si Esed Gabo. Balik sa loob si Mark Cruz. Foul again on San Juan. 4th foul on Jerry Abadiano. A timeout requested by the Gensan Warriors. As they trail by 3 points, we'll be right back.
Woo! 2 points.
Bravo, Q10.
Twist of Fate, Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. Dito lang sa Solarflix.
Don't miss the newest Turkish drama to hit Philippine screens, Twist of Fate. Weeknights at 8 on Solarflix, which is seen on Sky Channel 16, Signal Channel 21, Cable Link Channel 33, and DDT Channel 21 in Metro Manila. Nice crowd we have at the Strike Gymnasium. A lot of history here. 4 seasons for the Bacoor Strikers. By the way, Coach Alex, former Bacoor head coach back in Season 5, piloted them to their lone finals appearance where they lost to Pampanga.
That was a Mark Yee-led team.
Yeah. Also at James Kwekute, Jan Nermal.
The problem was they were against a dominating Baltasar as the offensive rebound by Joshua Fontanilla. The second player in double figures forces a steal. Is Joshua already with 3 steals.
Pinomba pa ni Mark Cruz. And the lead back to Gensan, 74-73. Abadiano against Antonio Sebio. Fontanilla switching on to him. 8 on the shot clock. Sherry off the glass and in. Abadiano plagued by foul trouble. Only his 7th point. But he gives the lead back to San Juan, 75-74. Cruz behind the back. RJ Minerva to Junicio. Gensan rolling with a small lineup. Eusebio shoots over Raylan Torres. Masyadong malakas. 11 deadlocks and 17 lead changes to this one.
Well, that was a shot clock violation because it was only 2 seconds left on the clock. I was expecting the buzzer. This was the move by Mark Cruz. Talk about creativity. Jerry Abadiano. There's a reason why he's called the master of the mid-range. He continues to show it with a kiss off the glass, mini fade. But I'm not sure because I think Gensan, they get a break right here.
Kung free throw na ito, atin sa atin na extreme ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas.
Unless the shot by Eusebio hit the rim. You gotta see it once again because the shot clock was reset.
His better half, Sophie Jarling. Si Soph pala. Mintis yung una, pasok yung pangalawa para kay Anton. 75 all. Another deadlock in this ball game. Torres puts his head down, lost it. Fontanilla comes away with another steal. Dionisio, swing pass. Mark Cruz, pull up. Too strong. Eusebio unable to get his hands to the basketball. San Juan. 3 minutes left. Game is tied. Abadiano umalog palabas.
Not sure why they're rushing their shots. Those are two quick shots by Torres and Jerry Abadiano with a full 24 crossing half court. Nobody touching the basketball except the two of them in the last two possessions.
Fontanilla, bounce pass. Minerva got a step on Mike Calisaan.
On the other end, Gensan moving the basketball and just waiting for the perfect moment regardless of who it is. This time they find Minerva on a mini pocket pass as he was fouled by Calisaan. My guess comes back in, has been the scoring force here para sa Knights. Leads all scorers with 16. Along with 8 boards, or 9, excuse me.
RJ Minerva, his struggles at the line continue. Just 2 out of 6. Mintis yung pangalawa din. Nakuha ni Abadiano yung bola. San Juan rolling out with Orlan Wamar, Raylan Torres, Harold Alarcon, Jerry Abadiano, and Dexter Maiquez. Wamar gets past Mark Cruz, kissing it off the glass to give the lead back to San Juan, 77-75.
Who needs giants when your smalls can make a difference? Orlan Wamar, Mark Cruz. What a matchup.
We are down to our last 2 minutes. Brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Fontanilla with a difficult finish. Game is tied once again.
Forget about the Sunday. That was a banana split. That was tasty. What a move by Joshua.
Torres. Maiquez asking for it. Torres with 10 on the shot clock. Gets past Eusebio. Oh, an exquisite move by Raylan Torres. Now you see me, now you don't. Raylan Torres with 13 points. Fontanilla trying to create. Dionisio back to Fontanilla. 6 on the shot clock. Tightly guarded by Alarcon, locking him down. Eusebio. Gensan will not get off a shot. Turnover against the Warriors.
San Juan making it happen on both ends. But as you mentioned, a magician in this play. Raylan couldn't even believe what he just did.
A timeout with 1 minute and 12 left. San Juan clinging on to this 2-point lead. Back with us here, our player matchup, virtually identical between Heset Gabo and Orlan Wamar, apart from the assists. Wamar hitting some big shots. Heset Gabo with an efficient outing, but it's been the other guys who have stepped up for both squads.
Well, Hesed Gabo at this point playing less than 20 minutes. He's on the bench right now. Orlan Wamar heading for 25 minutes and up, with 1:12 to play.
And Coach Elvis opting to roll out with Mark Cruz to close out this ball game. San Juan with Alarcon being bothered by Jonicio. Still a lot of time left. Harold still with the basketball. Lost his balance. In trouble. Abadiano with 5 on the shot clock.
That's a foul.
Got bailed out. Just 3 seconds left.
Well, even if they challenge this one, it happened right in front of us. I don't think they're going to win the challenge.
Yellow light is on. Coach Elvis clearly not agreeing with that last foul call. Will be back for the result.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful.
Coach Elvis could only shake his head. Unsuccessful challenge by the Warriors.
Now Jerry gets open right here, looks at the clock on the other end. Well, there's the foul.
But the good news for Gensan, they're not yet in penalty. Only their 13th foul. Actually, that was their last foul to give. They are in penalty now. Shot clock winding down, 6 seconds remaining. Wamar behind the back to no one. Babalik ang possession sa Gensan. They'll use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. Will stay on the air. The Warriors behind by 2 points with 38.4 seconds remaining. And we'll listen in to the huddle of Coach Elvis Tolentino.
Sino maglalabas? RG. Okay, Johnny, ikaw na to. Johnny, konta ikaw maglalabas. Kasi, tinan mo lang ha. Basta, ano yun mo lang, huwag nyo lang kami si Johnny. Paglabas, diretso lang doon. Paglabas ito, Mark, fair sa kabila. Fair sa kabila. Larry, bibigyan ka ng screen ni... Okay, si Bal pala to, si Bal. Mark, ikaw to ha. Ikaw na yung gaganon ha. Bal, ikaw lalabas dito. Ikaw na yung pupunta sa corner ha. Tapos Johnny, bibigyan mo si Larry. Pag-flare niya, Larry. Tapos... Pero mag-available na ha.
Recognition of time and score really important at this juncture. Gensan still has a timeout left. San Juan with 1 as well. Both teams over the limit.
Well, by the sound of everything we heard, it looks to be some sort of an exit action between Van Lacuna and maybe Jonicio as the screener. So a couple things can happen if that's the case. It could open up maybe a slight opening for Acuna for a corner 3, or a slip by a big man.
Rodriguez, tightly guarded by Maiquez. Mark Cruz attacks. Wow, what a tough finish! Over 2 defenders by the Atman. Wow.
I didn't even know there was an opening. But Mark Cruz talk about making things happen the same way Orlan Wamor a couple possessions ago with a basket. It was his time now to tie the game. What a basket.
Willing that one through, and more importantly, a 2-for-1 situation for them. About a 5-second differential between shot and game clock. Game is tied at 79 all. Abadiano, the hesitation, the drive, fouled. And he'll choke to the line for 2 shots.
This is unreviewable because they don't have a challenge anymore.
Oo, ginamit na nila pareho. Or actually, sorry, they were unsuccessful already.
Here's the hesitation. Here's the foul.
Sa balikat.
That was a foul by RJ.
.9 seconds left. Abadiano will be tested at the line. 85% free throw shooter. 1 of 1 tonight. Calmly sinks the first. $80-79. Jerry Abadiano, 8 points.
The transition defense going to be important for San Juan if Jerry fails to knock it down, but with both teams having one timeout remaining after I checked.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I don't think Coach Elvis is going to call one with 10 seconds remaining.
So Gensan opting to run the full length of the floor. Acuna will trigger it in. Fontanilla against Abadiano. Pass to Mark Cruz. Goes for the win. No! The tap. Ball will stay with the Warriors.
That's a good look by Mark Cruz and 2 white shirts keeping that ball alive. Eventually Alarcon tapping it out.
So Gensan, just to be clear, does not have a timeout left. So that's why this was an open look by Cruz. That was last touch Alarcon.
That's why we had to double check. And that's the reason why Coach Elvis did not call a timeout, because he had no timeouts left.
So now they review this, and also if it's Gensan's ball, how much time is gonna be added back on. What a nail biter here at the Strike Gymnasium. Our first game after 2 years here. So Gensan will retain possession. So they will put some time on the clock. So 1.8 seconds left.
Fontanilla inbounding the basketball. Maiquez, a big man in front of him, to try to bother a possible lob.
Acuna catches, fires. No! And San Juan will escape with a win. That was a good look by Val Acuna.
Two good looks. The one by Mark Cruz in transition, and this one, a twirl action, as they thought Mark Cruz was the one popping out, but instead, it was Val Acuna who made back-to-back threes late in the third quarter. Just a little short after the release.
And San Juan will march on to their 11th straight victory, while Gensan suffers just their third loss of the season. This guy, though, struggled mightily in the first half, but picked things up, especially in the fourth quarter. He is our best player of the game, brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL.
That's why it's important for basketball players to have a short-term memory. If you're the type of player that's gonna dwell in the past, dwell on your mistakes, and the first part of the game, Raylan did not, was outstanding and had a bounce-back fourth quarter, so much that he carried that team in the fourth to win the game.
81-79, San Juan prevails over Gensan. Raylan is standing by with Mika.
Maraming salamat. Raylan, napakagandang laro, pero napakahirap din. Kulang kayo ngayon. Wala si Phillips, wala si Kwekutay, pero ikaw ang naging pinaka-consistent ngayong gabi. Kumusta ka?
Una-una sa lahat, salamat sa taas. Kasi binigay niyo sa amin yung laro. Kahit kulang kami, marami kaming challenge na nangyari na overcome namin. So, siguro dumating lang din sa akin yung sitwasyon kasi first up, alam ko sa sarili ko na wala talaga yung laro ko, offense and defense, sobrang off ko. So, ginather ko lang yung sarili ko kung paano harapin yung second half. Kinalimutan ko na yung first half. So, thank you Lord lang na nakuha ko yung second half, tapos nakuha naman yung panalo.
Napag-usapan mo yung challenges, napakaganda ng challenge na binigay nga sa inyo ng Gensan ngayong gabi. Para sa'yo, saan ka ba pinaka-nahirapan sa kanila?
Siguro sa physicality talaga ng Gensan kasi kita naman sa lahat na gustong-gusto rin nila manalo, gusto nila matalo kami. Tapos yun nga, na overcome namin yung physicality na yun. Sabi ni Coach Alex, kahit anong mangyari, kahit anong outcome, tanggapin natin pero laruin natin ng tama.
Maraming salamat and congratulations to Raylan Torres. Our player of the game is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Ken Coach Chris.
Maraming salamat, Mika. A sweet escape for San Juan as they win this one over the Gensan Warriors. And on Saturday, magkita-kita po tayo dyan sa Governor Andres Bernos Memorial Gymnasium in Bangued, Abra. First game between the Quezon Huskers and the Quezon City Black Bulls, followed by the homecoming of the two-time defending champions, the defending champions, the Abra Solid North Weavers, taking on the Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers. And that's gonna do it for our coverage tonight from Bacoor, Cavite. On behalf of Coach Christian Luanzon, Ms. Mika Abisamis, and our entire crew, ako po si Ken Pangilinan. Maraming salamat sa pagtangkilik at pagsubaybay sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.